Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to another episode of Pan the Organizer. So today we're doing a demo so you can see the differences between a foam cannon and a foam gun. We're also going to be giving the pros and cons of each, talking about price and all that kind of stuff. We're going to first start by doing the dilution for all of this, but also I think it's a first on YouTube. Not only will you be seeing a foam cannon and a foam gun in action, but also so you can see the difference with a foaming pump sprayer. So 3 different types of applying a snow foam on your vehicle. So that's part of the pre-wash, right? So encapsulating the vehicle with a blanket of foam to help lift a little bit of that loose dirt and debris so you can safely rinse that off before you go ahead and do the contact wash, always in an effort to minimize scratches and swirls on your paintwork. By the way, don't worry, I'll include links to all the tools, the products, the equipment that I'm talking about today in the description under the video for you guys to check those links out. So all you have to do is sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Also, this is not a paid review. Nobody paid for this video. I ordered all of these products on my own. Today, we're using everything from Adams polishes, so the brand, just to keep everything almost identical, right? Meaning that they come from the same company. So this is not a scientific test by any means. It's meant to be fun so you guys can see the differences between all of these. So I thought that if we're using the equipment from the same company and also the same snow foam in each one, the same dilution ratios, that kind of stuff, we're going to eliminate some of the variables so you guys can see. Also, towards the end of the video, I'm going to be giving you tips and tricks on how you can increase the thickness and the amount of foam that you get in your, regardless if you're using a foam cannon, a foam gun, or pump sprayer that has foaming capabilities. What we're going to be using today for a snow foam, pretty simple. One of the highest foaming snow foams out there, so we're not looking for cleaning capabilities really with this one, just the foam, so we can make sure we have a level playing field. So this is the Adams Mega Foam. Another one that Adams has that can be used also in a bucket and in a foaming situation for the pre-wash is the Adams Car Shampoo. Let's do our mixes. I'm going to be using the same dilution ratios for all of these. So roughly 1 to 8 dilution ratio. So 1 part of solute, which is the shampoo, to about 8 parts of water. So in this case, I'm using 24 ounces of water in each container and 3 ounces of shampoo for a total of 27 ounces. So in the foaming pump sprayer, I already did that dilution here. And so what is, before we do the dilution, a foam gun? So as you can tell, the foam gun attaches to a regular garden hose. So you don't need a pressure washer with a foam gun like this one. So this is the Adams Polishes standard foam gun. So you have your container. On top, you have the gun part here to shoot all of that. And it comes with this garden hose, the garden gun if you want. And it has this quick release adapter, right? So imagine you have this, your garden hose connects to the bottom of the gun itself, and it has this quick connect that it comes with, so you can easily connect it onto your container, and then you press the release, the trigger here, and you start foaming. And the other is the foam cannon. So this one here, you have to use with a pressure washer. Typically, they come with this here, a 1/4 inch quick connect type adapter. You can control how wide the fan spreads by turning this left or right, and you also can control the amount of foam that you're getting with this valve here on top. So I already added the 24 ounces of water in the foam gun container. We're having our 3 ounces of Adams Mega Foam. So we're going to pour that in there. I'm going to give that a quick twirl. I'm going to close that up. Then we move on to the foam cannon. I also added 24 ounces of water already in there, and now we're going to add the 3 ounces of Adams Mega Foam, snow foam. All right, we're going to reattach the cannon part. Make sure it's nice and tight. And now we're going to be ready to start foaming the vehicle. So let's go ahead. Okay guys, so we're ready with the foam gun demo first. So we have our garden hose. We're going to connect that using the quick connect option. So that's it, basic setup, we're good to go. We're going to turn on the water supply and spray on the surface so you guys can see what it looks like. So let's have a closer look at the foam. So it is definitely runnier than what you're going to see with a foam cannon and pressure washer setup. So more on that near the end. So a very frothy mix. As you can tell, very runny. And now we're going to look at what it looks like on a vertical surface. All right, let's go and have a look at this now. So once again, this is what the foam gun texture, consistency, how it looks like. So again, very runny. And that's what a foam gun does. By the way, cool thing when you're having a foam gun, when you remove the quick connect and you take away the canister, you're left with the garden hose gun here, and you can use it as usual. To spray and rinse. Okay, so with a foam cannon, we attach our pressure washer, just like so. We test and it's ready to go. So let's see the difference. So if you want a thick shaving cream like texture, the foam cannon and pressure washer setup is a must. So look at how thick that is. So it's sticking more to the paint. It's not as runny. Let's test on a vertical panel. So this is the foam cannon and pressure washer setup. So I think you can clearly see how it sticks more to the surface. It's thicker and goopier in texture. Just look at that. That's shaving cream like thickness. Beautiful, thick foam. The vehicle is protected with a graphene ceramic coating, by the way, if you are new to the channel. So that's what it looks like. So again, foam cannon and pressure washer setup. Even on the section we foamed before, the foam is still clinging on there, doing its thing. Gently encapsulating the loose dirt and debris, adding lubrication on the surface. Now for the foaming pump sprayer, never fill up to the top because you need some air, of course, for the product to work properly. And make sure you pump until you hear the pressure release valve kind of make a psh sound. Just like that. So now it's fully pressurized and ready to go. So let's have a look of this on the surface. You have to pump more often. So this is the foaming pump sprayer texture. So it's not as runny as the foam gun. It sticks more to the surface. You see a lot of those air bubbles. It takes a lot more pumping and a lot more mechanical action, and you're going to go through a lot more product to cover the entire surface. But more on that in a few seconds. So again, this is with the foaming pump sprayer. So let's have a look up close. So a more clingy type foam, not as thick or as rich as with the foam cannon and pressure washer. You don't get as much coverage. And lots of pumping involved, as you could hopefully tell. Okay guys, so now that you saw the demo itself, let's go and break down each one of these solutions and talk about the pros and cons. First of all, so the foam gun itself, again, this is made to be used with a regular garden hose. So one of the biggest pros, of course, is it's inexpensive, right? Not only is it less expensive than a foam cannon if you're looking at the unit itself, but it's also less expensive for the entire setup because you don't have a pressure washer to buy. All you need is your garden hose that you already have at home. You attach it to the gun that comes supplied and you're good to go to start using. The build quality is very good on this one, by the way. So the Adams Polishes foam gun, this is their standard one. They also have a premium version with upgraded build quality and that kind of stuff. Again, all the links will be in the description under the video. So it is also less noisy, right? So it is very quiet because you're only using it with your garden hose. So if you're working outside and you don't want to bother your neighbors, especially if it's late at night, this is a perfect thing. If you don't have a pressure washer and you still want to have some type of snow foam on your vehicle for the pre-wash, this is another alternative, obviously, to the pressure washer and foam cannon setup. However, one of the cons is that, well, obviously it produces less foam. So you're not getting that thick, rich shaving cream-like texture for obvious reasons. You don't have a pressure washer. So the higher flow and the higher pressure coming from the pressure washer increases the amount of foam that you're getting. And so with this, you're only getting basically the pressure coming out of your garden hose. You have less water flow and that kind of stuff. So it all affects the thickness and richness or quality of the foam that you're getting out of there. So definitely it is a more runny type foam. And so I'd say this is more for lubricating purposes that you would use something like this. So you would coat your entire vehicle in that snow foam, especially if you're working outside with a pH neutral snow foam. It's going to help to fight off the water spotting from happening if you work in the indirect sunlight, because pH neutral foams, that's not this that creates the water spots. It's water that creates the water spots. So by having this as a blanket on your vehicle, it gives you time to wash the entire vehicle, adds more lubrication to the surface when you're washing. And so it can be a good thing. By the way, if you use a foam gun at home, let me know in the comment section if you guys enjoy it. Which foam gun do you use? Now let's talk about the foam cannon, right? So a foam cannon is made to be used with a pressure washer setup. Thanks to the 1/4 inch quick connect type connector here, you can adjust again how wide the fan spreads. So this is how either direct or how widespread the fan is coming out of the tip. And you can also adjust the thickness of the foam through this valve here to let more or less detergent in. And of course, I adjusted it to have the most foam output. Why not? Same as using the yellow tip, by the way, in the foam gun. So the yellow metering tip, you have the choice of other ones to adjust the type of foam you're getting out of there. If you don't use any metering tips with this, you're going to get even more foam. However, you're going to be going through a lot more solution a lot quicker. So they recommend to start with the yellow tip and to adjust accordingly. And as you can see, I went through probably half of the solution for half of the vehicle. With the foam cannon, almost the same thing. So we had it up to this level. A little less than half was used for half the vehicle, so that gives you an idea. With the foam cannon, the main pro is that you're getting a lot richer and thicker shaving cream-like texture, so a better quality foam that will cling more to the surface, let it do its thing for lubricating. If you have a snow foam that also has cleaning capabilities, it will do a better job because it's going to cling a lot longer on the surface. You can go watch, by the way, a video that I made called Do Snow Foams Actually Work? And you can see what actual cleaning type snow foams can do. And so, yeah. In this one, once again, so the pros, it's the best quality foam that you're going to get for sure. The cons is that it is more expensive, not only for the unit itself, so the foam cannon is more expensive, but also it is louder, obviously, because you're having to combine it with a pressure washer, and it's more expensive as an overall setup because, once again, you need a pressure washer. So if you want a decent quality pressure washer, you're looking at upwards from 150 to 200 USD. And if you have one like mine, my Krenzla, you're looking in that 4-figure range, right? And so, yeah, this is going to be a more expensive setup for sure, but you're also getting higher quality foam, so you get what you pay for. So depending on your needs, of course, and your budget, there's always a solution for you. And so, yeah, more expensive, it's louder, obviously, and more foam comes out of there. And if we're looking at the last option, this was the foaming pump sprayer, also known as the IK Foam 1.5. There's the new IK Foam Pro 2 version that is a bit different to this, but Adams basically is using the IK foam sprayers. Again, this is the purple tip, so the one that I prefer for using with foam. And so with this one, it's not that expensive, but it is still expensive depending on which model you buy. It's anywhere between the price of a foam cannon or a foam gun, maybe perhaps a bit more expensive. Sometimes these things go up and down, especially with supply chain issues and the pandemic aftermath and all that. I'm sure you guys know what I'm talking about. A lot of things have risen in cost. But that being said, so you're going to be using quite a bit of product. So for not even half the vehicle, there's not much left in the container. But the main negative or the main con for this is that you're pumping a lot. So a lot of mechanical labor involved for not a lot of output in foam. So you are getting a foam that's in between the foam cannon and the foam gun. So it's not as runny as the foam gun, but it's definitely not as thick or shaving cream like the foam cannon is. So it's that in-between Goldilocks, maybe a foam for some. But definitely, yeah, again, a lot of manual labor involved, and you're going to maybe have to fill the canister more than once, depending on what you want to do with your vehicle, the size of vehicle. Don't forget, this is a relatively small vehicle. It's a sports car, my 911 Porsche Turbo S. So if you have a big SUV or a big pickup truck or that kind of thing, you're probably going to need to fill this up more than once, right? So that's one caveat or one con, another con of this. So overall, it is quite expensive still. However, this is super quiet, quick to set up because you have no connections, no need for water whatsoever as far as a pressure washer or garden hose is concerned. But the cons, yeah, so not only the price, but you're not getting as thick or as rich foam as with a foam cannon and pressure washer. And also you're pumping a lot. That's the biggest thing. You're going to need a lot of elbow grease to be using this. So yeah, we went through the entire thing. Personally, of course, I like to use a foam cannon because I have a pressure washer at home. But regardless which option you have, guys, note that there's always an alternative. So not everybody has the same budget, not everybody has the same needs, but you still want to enjoy car detailing, and you can still do so. You want to enjoy foaming your vehicle for whatever reasons, either lubrication, or you have a cleaning type snow foam, or you just like the way it looks or it smells, right? So you can use either the foam cannon with your pressure washer. If you don't have a pressure washer, a foam gun is a viable alternative. Once again, produces no sound, quick connection to your garden hose. The setup is also quicker, I have to mention that, because this, you just connect your garden hose and that's it. And you can go back to just using your garden hose by disconnecting it. And this can stay attached to your garden hose, right? Because it's a quick connect type connection. So there you go, very quick setup. Whereas the pressure washer and foam cannon, you have to bust out the foam cannon, you have to take out your pressure washer, do all that setup. And of course, in reverse mode, when you're done, you have to clean, by the way, your foam cannon. So make sure you fill this with warm water, just water at the end, and run it for 20 to 30 seconds through your pressure washer to rinse out whatever's in the cannon itself. So that way there's no soap residue that accumulates in there and clogs, because there's some filters that are in there or some material, so you don't want that to happen. That's how you easily maintain it. So let the foam cannon at the end empty the water. When you're done rinsing the whole thing for 20 to 30 seconds, let it air dry and you're good for the next time. So that's how easily you can take care of this. Now, regardless of your setup, how can you get even more quality foam, right? So there are 5 main factors that influence the quantity, thickness, and richness of the foam that you're getting. So first of all, the type of pressure washer. So the more gallons per minute that you're using, the higher the water flow, the better quality foam you're getting. So of course, if you don't have a pressure washer, well then you can only use a foam gun. But if you do have a pressure washer, note that the higher GPM, so gallons per minute of water output, that leads to better foam. The type of foam cannon. So believe it or not, depending on which foam cannon you're using, it can sometimes affect the quality and richness. I have a few foam cannon battle videos, by the way, where I show the differences between the most popular foam cannons. So go check that out. Those are very popular videos, so you can see them in action. Also, if you have a foam cannon, the inlets, make sure you adjust them for the highest output of foam. So make sure you have that thing here that lets more or less detergent in. So this is valve and it's a plus or minus. So spin it around, do the test and get the setting that is cranked up to get the most foam. The third is the type of snow foam itself, right? So not all shampoos can create the same thick and rich snow foam. I'm sure you guys know for the ones who've been testing a lot of products. So one of the ones that produces the thickest and richest foam in my testing over the years, Adams Megafoam. This isn't really meant to be used as a cleaning snow foam. So if you want more cleaning properties, look for something like CarPro Lift or Built Hamber Auto Foam or Built Hamber Touchless. So those are higher pH or alkaline snow foams, and they have more degreasing power. They have more traffic film removal type capabilities. Again, I have a video on that on my channel. So the type of snow foams, do they really work? Check that out if you're interested. But this here is going to lay down just that thick blanket of foam. They also have their car shampoo. So this one here is meant to be used only in a foam cannon, not really in the bucket wash. But if you want something versatile for both the bucket and the foam cannon, you can also use the Adams car shampoo. So pH neutral, just a pure shampoo, high quality foam and suds. So the type of snow foam. Number 4, the dilution ratio of your snow foam. That is critical. So a lot of times some of my viewers will write, they'll say, listen, I have a good pressure washer. It has a GPM of roughly 2 gallons per minute, which is very good, by the way. Anything above 1.6 GPM is very good water flow. Ideally, you don't want to go under 1.4, 1.3 gallons per minute. And you're going to want to run your pressure washer anywhere from 1,000 to 2,000 PSI max. Do not go above 2,000 PSI because you run the risk of damaging your vehicle. So no pressure washer over 2,000 PSI when you're detailing vehicles. And also, when you're using a foam cannon, keep in mind that it can increase the amps that are coming out or that it's drawing from your pressure washer. So make sure you either have a 20 amp dedicated circuit, or if you have a 15 amp circuit, depending on what pressure washer you have, be careful. It might trip the circuit. I never had any issues. I have both 15 amp and 20 amp circuits in my garage. Mine is fine, but it's a brand new home. So if you have an older electrical system, just keep that in mind. When you're using a foam cannon, it ups the amp or the drawing of the amps from the power. And so, yeah, so the type of the dilution ratio I was saying, so always follow the instructions, by the way. If you read the label like this one here, so pour 1 to 2 ounces of Adams Megafoam shampoo into a canister, depending on the dilution as well. They don't always tell you how much water to add. So what I like with the majority of snow foams is either a 1 to 8, 1 to 9, sometimes 1 to 10 dilution ratio. That means 1 part of shampoo to 8, 9, or 10 equal parts of water. And so don't fill your foam cannon to the top with only an ounce of shampoo in there, because your dilution is going to be very, very diluted, right? So play around. Don't worry. Have some fun with your dilution ratios, because the more shampoo you have, obviously, the better chances you have of having thicker shaving cream-like foam. So if you have a 32-ounce foam cannon container, add anywhere from 2 to 4 ounces of snow foam. And perhaps, I don't know, 26, 28 ounces of water somewhere in there. But play around with your dilutions until you find the correct one for you. So even if I would give you my dilution ratios, that doesn't mean that it would apply to you, because you might have a different pressure washer, different foam cannon, different dilution ratio setup as well. So play around with dilutions. Don't always rely the numbers you see from other people, because it might not apply to your setup. The fifth way to have more foam, again, one of the best ways is to have either RO, reverse osmosis water, or a water deionizer like I have in my garage, my CR Spotless. So 0 minerals is the highest quality possible water for detailing, because it leaves not only no water spots when you're washing or rinsing your vehicle, but also you're going to have more suds, a thicker foam, that kind of stuff, because there's no minerals that have to fight with the detergents, right? So the better quality water you can get, the lower the amount of minerals, the more foam output you're going to get, the richer richer and thicker the suds are going to be as well in your wash buckets, so on and so forth. It's going to lather better. So yeah, if you can have a water deionizer setup, that's another way you can increase the type of foam. Another quick way, we're not going to dive into this in this video, but you can change the orifice that is inside the foam cannon itself. So they come with stock ones, but they also sometimes offer different orifices. So 1.1 millimeter, 1.25 millimeter, 1.4 millimeter, it depends. So it basically changes how big the hole is in the pressure washer. So how much more it's going to restrain or let more flow come out. So that can increase your setup as well. But keep in mind that too, if you change orifice for a smaller one that's going to have more foam output, that could potentially trigger your breakers because you're going to increase the consumption in power. So the amps are going to go up and that could trigger your system. So be wary of that. Do some tests. Once again, don't be shy. Enjoy what we're doing. This is detailing, guys. At the end of the day, we're supposed to have fun doing this. I hope you enjoyed the comparison. So now you know the differences between a foam cannon that attaches to your pressure washer, a foam gun that attaches to your regular garden hose, and a foaming pump sprayer. Again, I'll leave links to all of this in the description under the video for you guys to check them out. If you're new to the channel, take a second and click the subscribe button that's found under this video. That way you'll learn everything about car detailing, all the products, equipment, tips, tricks, and techniques. And if you have any ideas for a future video that you want to see on the Pan TheOrganizer channel, drop a comment in the comment section. Smash the thumbs up button to show me your support. It really helps the algorithm, guys. It helps the videos get discovered as well by other people. And share the video with family and friends. That's another way to get other people in the Pan TheOrganizer family. And so yeah, in the meantime, don't forget, keep it tight, keep it clean, and I'll see you on the next one.